Well, good morning, YouTube. Got a little project today that I thought would be worthy of a short video on YouTube. And what we're going to do is right here, my girlfriend likes to put a lamp and things like that right here, particularly around for Christmas. Problem is, there's no outlet right there. So she wants me to put an outlet in right there. And after about 5 years or so of talking about it, we decided we'd just go ahead and get it done today. So anyway, this is what we're going to do. Did a little checking down. Fortunately, I can get underneath here in the basement, and so I was able to measure and get a reference point, and I'm going to put it right in there. And it'll come down underneath. We'll be able to pull it out. Okay, first thing we've got to do is figure out exactly where we're going to put this thing. And so what we did is I measured up 13 inches to the bottom there, and we're going to cut a 2 1/4 by 3 1/2 inch hole in the sheetrock. And we're going to use an old work box, and these little tabs flip up. When you cut the hole, you put that in, start turning these screws right here, and then these tabs flip up inside the sheetrock and hold it tight. So we're going to go ahead and cut that out. Okay, the first thing I like to do when I'm cutting these holes, I like to do it with a X-Acto knife to kind of get some nice lines there, and then I can use my jab saw to cut it out. So it just kind of does a little less damage to the sheetrock and lets you be a little more precise with it. And sometimes I'll just go ahead and cut the whole darn thing out with my knife here, rather than even use a jab saw. And that might be what I'll do right now. Yeah, I can get right through there. All right, got our hole cut out there, clean it up a little bit. Did okay there. We'll test it for fit and see how we did. Okay, it's a little snug, but that's good. Okay, we're good. So that got that hole cut out. Okay, what we're going to do next is I've got one of these long bits that you can actually, that are pretty handy. You can go in here like this and even kind of get it right down there so it's on the, sitting on the plate. And then I'll drill a hole down there. And these things, or you can actually go horizontal as well, so they work pretty well. So I'll stuff that in there and try to get it as close as I can to the center of the bottom plate. And I'm going to use this Milwaukee Fuel drill. Just picked this up here, well, not too long ago. I've been using a DeWalt for some time, and these new Milwaukees are the cat's meow. They really are nice, and they're a little smaller, but man, they've got a lot of power. And this is just the 12 volt. I went with the 12 volt because they're a little smaller, and from what I can tell, they've got all the power you need. We got our hole cut. We were able to get through into the basement, and now I've put a fish tape through there, and the other end I've got the 12-2 wire hooked to it. Now this is probably a little overkill with 12-2 for this outlet, but the circuit I'm tapping into downstairs is a 20 amp circuit, and it's got 12 gauge wire, so I thought I'd just keep it consistent all the way through. So let's go down and show you what we have on the other end here. Now, in the interest of full disclosure, we did have a little bit of a screw up. What happened is, which I didn't realize, and I'll show you in a moment, there's a big beam that goes from right here down to about here. And I thought that the bottom plate just went right there and we'd go right through it into the basement. But what happened is, the bottom plate was on top of this beam, and it deflected through right here, and this is downstairs stairway going downstairs. So fortunately, the top of the beam is right, or the top of the floor plate is right there, or the bottom plate. So I was able to drill through here and right into the basement. So this is going to be a very easy fix in that there's really not a heck of a lot of drywall work to be done here. Just some putty sand it and try to find some paint that'll match. Plus, we've got pictures that go over all this, so we can probably get by. Anyway, I just wanted to let you know that sometimes these don't go perfect. Okay, this is just a shade over the top of the bathroom in the basement. And right in, you can see I think maybe you can make out the fish tape right there. And right there is that beam that I was talking about. It's about a 12 or 14 inch laminate beam that deflected it the other way instead of this way. So we've got that fixed. We're going to go ahead and fish the wire now. Okay, got the wire hooked up to the fish tape, and we'll just slowly start pulling it up through there so it doesn't get hung up on anything. Take our time and we'll have the wire there, and then this is the circuit that we're going to tap into right here. Okay, we've kind of got the hard part done here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to set this this box in there, and it goes in just like that. And then when you start twisting on these, it pops those little fingers up in the back, and they'll tighten up. Okay, I'll stuff that in there. Now, wouldn't you know it, about a year ago I cleaned out a bunch of stuff that I had in various bins out here, and I must have taken 100 various switch plates and whatnot left over from over the years and gave them to Habitat for Humanity, and now I don't have one, so I've got to... Okay. Right there is the circuit we tapped into that runs along right through here and goes up to some outlets along the baseboard in the dining room. And so I cut that circuit and put in a new a junction box here. So we'll go ahead and wire it up here and then connect it back up to the duplex along the baseboard. And then that feeds the rest of the baseboard outlets around the dining room. Okay, we've got all three legs buttoned up in there. Twisted the pairs together and put wire caps on them. And now we'll just put the cover on the junction box, and we're gonna call her good. Okay, got the cover on the junction box, so we'll say that's wrapped up. Now we're gonna go put our tester in the outlets and make sure everything's lit up right. Okay, this is where we started. The tester indicates that it's lit up properly, and we're good to go. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hopefully this will help somebody who wants to add an outlet somewhere, but make sure you are certain about where you're drilling and what the drill is going to do, because sometimes it'll deflect and go through the sheetrock, and then you got a little extra work to do. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. If you like it, subscribe, comment, and take care.